like people out. I
Sorry.
have people on the Slay Squad. I just texted a couple of my girls like, "Oh, we're on the Slay Squad call." I'm like, "Oh, we're
Is
not doing that."
anybody talking about good things on there, or are they all just sitting? And that is so sweet, Stephen.
Yeah, are they waiting? I wonder if they're waiting.
And
Oh no.
so you can just leave that.
I wonder if I can click it on my phone.
Right. I logged on and there were for sure people, but
Hold on, Megan just got on. Megan, was anybody talking on that call?
No, and it looked like no, and I don't know what was going on. There was only like five people in there.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I
And
think it's because they were supposed to have a call, but now it's not until the 14th. So
oh, okay.
perfect. You're here. We're great.
Thanks for being the like secret spy to see if we were all in the right place. Like, thanks for doing the work for us.
Yeah.
Awesome. And happy Teachers Week to all the teachers, Megan, Morgan, all of it. You guys deserve the world. So we will, the things our housekeeping is afterwards, but I just saw you guys and it's really important and I'm passionate about it. So you rock. All right. Yes. With that, we are going to dive in. So, as you may have heard us just talking, we scrambled because, as like the facilitators of this meeting, we've been really on a schedule that Slay Squad has been bi weekly, and then we've been planning our topics on the other weeks. And for some reason, they just switched it up. And I can't even be mad because I'm always so thankful that the top leaders ever carve out their time for us. So, like, I can't even have a moment of saltiness about it, just gratitude that they ever have them for us. So, with that being said, Slay Squad will be next week. And I personally can talk about anything. So you guys are blessed with hearing my voice and maybe some of yours for the next like 30 minutes. So we're going to make this energetic, fired up. Yes, Abby?
My mathematical brain is thinking that Slay Squad call is the first Tuesday and third Tuesday of the month, and technically, like, not every other. So since there was a fifth week that did like 28, 29, 30 in April, which then made May start Wednesday, that fifth week they just like pretended it was like a whatever, and now they're back to like the second and fourth. Like, because this is the first Tuesday, so maybe it's the second and fourth are Slay Squad, and the opposite, and the fifth week threw us off. That's my only thing I can figure out. So maybe we'll watch for that. Maybe it is always the second and fourth Tuesday.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
makes sense.
I
And
love your energy. Keep going.
thank you. So yeah, and the good thing is before this, I had sessions and I was like super dragging. So I drank Energize before my last therapy session. So my last therapy client also got this energy, and that's what this is. So you're welcome. We had a great session too. It's all great. Yes, thank goodness for Energize, and I'm not sleeping tonight. But with that, I figured we'd talk about the National Wake Up Call yesterday because it was so amazing. And Megan, I see your head nodding. So I'd love, and this again, engage, unmute. Like, let's make this a discussion, put it in the chat. But I love Growth Day. Hi, baby girl. How are you? So cute. And we got, if you're in Growth Day, we got like Brendan times four yesterday, I think. We got the Growth Day Daily Fire, we got the Monday Fire times three, and then we got the National Wake Up Call. And in all of those spaces, he was amazing. And if you're in the Body Partners app, they also just dropped like something. It was a notification that came through that was just like May 2024. And I was like, what is that? And it's Brendan's trainings for May. So they just came through like an hour ago, and we have more of that I think this builds on top of what he was talking about with the national wake up call. And there were huge takeaways that I got. And if any of you follow me on social media, and Abby, I know I saw you already start switching, immediate shifts in the narratives of how we're talking about the products and the business. And so I'm going back to like our Team Phoenix like chat on WhatsApp for our mini team. I was blowing it up while everybody else with day jobs was working. And the big things that I got from it was the narrative of shifting. I've tried this before and then changed into this, here's a better way. Like, let me show you a better way. So I have been in the gym, and this was my post yesterday that I did. I've been in the gym grinding for hours on end. I've done that before for years. And then I shifted. Let me show you a better way that you don't have to be doing this anymore. And then the next step is the let me introduce you to Autumn, is what he said. Like, let me show you Joel. So for me, it's like, let me give you a professional personal trainer one on one, aka Shanti for me. Like, that's going to be like, let me show you a better way that you don't have to be doing this like willy nilly on your own. And then the next part, which he showed, and if any of you guys were on live in the National Wake Up Call, I was in the chat, like blowing it up to Brendan, like engaging with him, because he was talking about like the next step is talking about the science behind the products, which if you haven't, if you're a newer partner on our team, I think it was last year, time is flooding together, but they did something called a product of the month. And there was one partner, one like top partner, and I believe she has like a nursing background, and she would go and educate on the very nitty gritty details of the science behind the products and the specific like components that really make them unique and amazing. And as a nurse, she feels good with the quality of what she's explaining in them. And that's where I learned about like quercetin, which I feel like I always say that wrong, but in Energize, that's actually what makes Energize that yellow color that stains everything. It's natural. And when I worked at a doctor's office before going to my private practice, like during the height of like COVID and the pandemic and all of that, one of the providers was talking about taking quercetin tablets, like pills, as an immune support. And he didn't even know, like, we weren't talking about Energize. He literally was like, you don't need, like, he was against all the vaccines and stuff, so he's like, you don't need a shot, just go take the quercetin tablets. And I was like, interesting, I'm going to take that little piece of information and run with it, that this will help build my immune system as well. And so the way that Brendan was talking about it, instead of saying, because I talk about quercetin a lot since that information came out, but again, if you didn't have that experience with the provider, and I say it wrong probably, so like all of these things, like quercetin is just like a foreign word to people, right? So when Brendan was talking about it, he said, Energize has anti-inflammatory and anti-aging properties. That is huge. That's what makes it different than just a normal pre-workout, because the anti-inflammatory piece can help you before and through the workouts and after, during recovery, where other pre-workouts may be good, they may fire you up, but it's not helping you after your workout. Like after it's done, and yes, So that's what I've been. So I'm taking out the narrative of quercetin, which if somebody asks me about it, I can tell them about it. They can do their own research. It's true. It's proven. There's evidence base behind it. But the basic thing that people are going to connect with is anti-inflammatory and anti-aging. They're going to be like, oh, your pre-workout does that? Because that's what makes it different than some other pre-workout, right? It's not just that it's all natural or there's green tea, because like so many people have, I mean, there's we talk about other network marketing companies that have different energy boost things, but this is what makes us different, the science behind it. And then, of course, I believe all of you on here now know me preaching about first thing and L-theanine specifically being in it, and then GABA being in last thing. And again, for people that don't know, they're like, what's L-theanine? What's GABA? Well, it's a neurotransmitter that blocks your nervous system from talking to your brain. It's literally a natural anti-anxiety medication supplement for you. So that's how I talk about it. And if somebody were to ask me about, okay, so tell me more about this natural anti-anxiety, I would tell them to go look up the science behind L-theanine and GABA and Shashandra and all of these other things that are in it that have those properties. Shakeology has the same thing. You can talk about the mushrooms in it, and the products tell you what they are. So you don't have to be an expert. If you want to go a step further, Body has the resources. And then next step, the Slay Squad, we can get you these videos if it was last year and you're not in the 2023 group. And we have all of that research as well. But adding to the science behind it, and Crean said, I spoke to my mom about our superfoods versus her using 3 different products. Yeah. And so many people are doing that. And I was talking to, and I had a very casual conversation with one of my best friend's moms. We were out at breakfast and she shares some other product. I don't remember. But she had all of her literal supplement pills in her bag and she was pulling them out. And I have that background as a mental health and nutrition specialist now. So I was like, can I see the ingredients? And she said, yeah. And she showed me all the pills and she was taking out all the ingredients. And yes, they were good. And she had to take like a total of like 12 pills a day, like 3 in the morning, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner, and or I know that's 9. Don't come at me, teachers. But but like she was taking so many different pills a day, and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't even imagine like swallowing that many pills. And there was extra stuff in there, so I was like, I don't really know about like this ingredient right here. Like this one would make me question it objectively. I wasn't trying to come at her like supplements and her brand at all. It was just truly our products are cleaner and it's less that you have to do compiled on each other. So really what Brendan was talking about was coming at the science behind it is so huge and key, and that's what makes it different. And then finally he was talking about overselling belonging, like the community aspect. And I was on a power hour today at 9 in the morning, and she mentioned the community again, and we talk about that all the time, but it's really the difference that we have this all-encompassing community and support that we can provide to people, that we are here for them, and that is so huge. And especially with growth day, which leads me to the next thing. If you guys did not hear, did everybody, yes or no, and put it in the chat, did you hear about the $10,000 bonus for 10 people that he is giving away? $10,000 to the top sellers of Growth Day on Christmas this year. 10 people. So that's $100,000 that this man is giving away in his company in total. And is giving away a trip to Napa, which if you follow any of the top partners, such as like Aaron Hopkins or why can't Christina Delgado, and I forget who else was there. There was like one other person, Kat from the cast of all of Autumn's programs was there as well. And I forget who else, but that was from when Growth Day launched its partnership with Body. Brendan sent the top 10 sellers to Napa on like a personal inclusive like trip, exclusive trip with him. He's also doing that again. And there was an Emerald partner on this trip, and I actually was on a Power Hour call with Christina Delgado before I heard Brendan talk, so I heard like a lot of the background from her about the trip, that this Emerald partner earned her way to Napa with these top partners and Brendan exclusively. Julie Boris was there in a room, and dinner provided from Brendan just at the table because she was one of the top sellers of Growth Day. And so what he talked about is that really just adding that to everyone's share card and having your partner, your customers, your partners make the choice of saying, no, personal development like isn't for me. Like this app, I don't need it right now. And then having the choice to remove it. But it's so simple as that. And if you don't know the value of Growth Day, then I must be not doing my job as a partner with all of you guys. As a licensed therapist, I charge $120 per session for my individual sessions with my clients. This app, the base is $29 a month. Then the next level where you get even more perks is $49 a month. And yes, he created now even these sneak peek pages, which I'm sure you can find the links on the Body Partners app attached to the National Wake Up Call now. And that came from this Napa trip that people, they said, we need more access. So if you don't know, you hear us talking about the Daily Fire, you see the Monday Fire in the Body Partners or the Body app, you can go listen to the just a free sneak peek. The reason, Abby, that I haven't been sharing the sneak peeks, I see the link, but I don't see that it's connected to me as a partner when you send it. So there's a super easy, like, here's the free Daily Fire, and then here's the sign up for Growth Day now. But I don't know who that goes to. And so that has made me like hesitant on sending that to people other than like you guys.
So I listened to the National Wake Up Call and I listened to him say that part twice because it was kind of confusing because he says, you have this link and then it says, click here to join and it goes to your body coach page. But I'm like, you're saying it doesn't. I haven't tried it.
He said that. I don't agree. I am hesitant on it because they like you don't put like your partner ID in, like it's not connected. So I don't know if he misunderstood. I don't know if I'm not understanding fully, but that's just where my hesitance is in sending that out personally to people. Again, I've sent it in our team Phoenix because I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm just trying to share all the good with you, you know? So like that's where it's a little different, and I would just be mindful of that. If you are going to send it to somebody else, just check because I'm not 100% either way. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out because I was like, oh, that's pretty cool how he said it, but it might send you to the Body page where you get assigned a free coach or whatever.
Right. Yeah. So not sure about that. And honestly, Abby, like if you want, you could like send it to me and I could see what it looks like. Or you can do it with Logan's. You have like, but anyway, we can trial and error in a safe space before we do that. But either way, it is really cool. Also, I screen record my daily fires and post them on my stories and sometimes share them in Team Phoenix. So, like, if you guys wanted me to share, and I will say something that I wanted to just share because I know a lot of you do like share religious stuff as well. Most of the daily fires this week and this month have been very religious based and from a very spiritual, like he mentions God. And in a way that it's also very welcoming to people who that's not something that they're heavy into too. So he does like he starts with the very like and God would do this or religion and this. And then he was like, and if that's not your thing, then the universe or crazy coincidences or whatever, and like flows it in a way that feels really receptive for people. But also, I know that some of you, like, that's almost your niche and your target audience is like individuals who are really spiritual and want to dive into religion. So I think that's another way that you could promote this as well and pour into it. Like Abby, I know you do your devotional every morning. So I actually think it would go hand in hand with some of that in a way that isn't really talked about unless you're in those spaces. So again, it's something that I don't think it would deter people who aren't religious or open to that. But if that is your market, I think that's a way to be able to leverage that a bit as well in a different space. So, anyway, off of that, either way, I am pushing for $10,000 on Christmas. I was already promoting Growth Day. I promoted all last month. Growth, I felt like it was all last month, Corrine and Abby. It was 7 days. Holy moly. I really thought that was a month. But I promoted hard a specific Growth Day group. I was already doing this because I really feel the value in Growth Day just in itself as a licensed therapist and what information he offers. Even today, he was talking about just like shifting perspective from other people's judgments and criticisms of you and how to reframe that and just do your own thing regardless. And I know that identified with so many people. Like, so many people need these messages and you need $10,000. So that is why we're all going to push for this. And how cool, like, I also would really love to go to Napa with Brendan and the top partners. And it doesn't matter what rank you are or whatever, because this is not associated with body. Like, this is not a body promotion. This is a growth day thing. So super huge, fired up, had a lot of takeaways from yesterday's National Wake Up Call and very much appreciated it. And I think I have talked enough. So, anybody else?
I just feel like I enjoyed how he just talked. Like my notes basically said, because I already made a post for tomorrow about it. And then I saw Abby's post today. I was like, that's what I was gonna do. Is just like, oh, I found a solution that was better. Like, and just sharing that, like, and it's true. Like, haven't we? That's why we're here, right? Is like, were we spending hours in the gym? Like for me, it was like I was a personal trainer. I would train a client, and then I would work out for 2 hours. I never saw good results. I was eating less calories than I should have been eating. And now it's like I found something better. And it's that simple just to share that. It's the same thing with like, I work with a lot. I work in healthcare and it's the most unhealthy place to work because I just like watch what people eat and stuff and I hear and I just listen. I don't ever give my little body spiel or like, but they're also watching me. So like today we had a carry-in and we were eating a lot of Mexican food, and I made choices and I ate things I like, and people just assume like it's an all or nothing thing. And I'm like, you can make a better choice. There is a better option. But I feel like people just are so fixated on one way or it's the highway. So I feel like this is our job, is to share them like, I found something that works for me. I want to find something that works for you. Um, and I feel like Autumn does a really good job anytime in her workouts. Like she, I don't know, a lot of people hate her, don't like how she talks. I love her because I think she literally hits home anytime like you have a thought in your head. She's right there with you, like contradicting what you're thinking and putting you in a better place. And I don't know. I love Brendan Bouchard. I'm glad that he's speaking again at Summit. I'm sad that we're all missing it, but we saw him 2 years ago and he's amazing. And it's easy. It's just like easy little things. So if you guys don't listen, if you don't do the Growth Day app, you can always do like the Brendan Bouchard motivational podcast. I do that daily and listen to him. But I basically what I just wrote down was like, I found a better way. And I just wrote down every single thing. Like he talked about like personal development. He was talking about like, you're reading all these books. Okay. What do you do with that information? And then he talked about like doing Growth Day instead and like listening to podcasts and things like that instead of like, I don't know. I used to read all the books and buy all the books. And now I don't have time to read all the books. So like listening to him, tuning into different podcasts, um, Becky, you can speak on that because I don't pay for it yet.
Yes. So Haley asked, what does the Growth Day app cost? I have the cheapest version, which is $29 a month. There is an annual version that we can look up, but the cheapest version, which is called Pro, is $29 a month. The next level, which I would recommend, is worth it, and I know I'm a hypocrite and I will get there, is $49 a month. That's Mastery. For Mastery, you get a lot of more live programs. You get Brendan AI, which is instead of just asking like ChatGPT or Gemini or Google, you literally are asking Brendan, and the AI pulls from all of his speeches and trainings and podcasts and books and everything. So it's literally Brendan's brain turned into AI that you can use. And for that, I think it's absolutely worth it. Like for me, I would do that for like my other business, my therapy business, of creating courses. Like that's another passive income, and we can like, that's a tangent, but I want to create passive income of like, give me a course on communication strategies, and then Brendan would create a course on communication strategies for me, so I wouldn't have to do that like backlight work instead of just like Google bringing it. It would be his energy. But anyway, that's a rant. 29 a month or 49 a month, or it's like 299 or 499 per year. Don't quote me on those annual numbers, but yes.
So Growth Day is basically, I'm not too familiar with it. So it's basically like your own professional development on how you want to run a business, or
No, it's not 100% business oriented. There's a lot, because he knows that he's speaking to most people who are doing personal development have big goals and career goals, but it's not business development. It really is personal. And what makes it different than all these other things is it's not just Brendan Bouchard. It's Ed Milet, Trent Shelton, there's Mel Robbins, there is like all of these top, like even this one woman who's like Boss Babe, you probably follow her on Instagram. She has this like huge company, like multi-million. She goes in and talks, like there's hundreds of speakers that have really made it, and everybody, he says all the time, everybody who speaks on his platform are billionaires, and that's true. Like there is no one that's not a billionaire who's really successful on here. So it's not just Brendan. So there's all of that content and data, and it has journaling in there. There's journal prompts for you every day. And he talks about how like, and Carla loved this line and I'll never forget it, but like successful people journal. And so if you want to get into journaling, it's a really easy task. It reminds you there's prompts for morning journaling and evening journaling, as well as just a blank page to journal if you don't want to do the prompts, which I've been leaning more into that lately. And then there is a life score section where you score your week and your month and your overall just like quality of where you're doing in different facets of your life based on his he has a book and a program which you get free with whatever level of growth day you have called High Performance Habits. And you get that whole course on growth day regardless of the level. And part of his high performance habits is he breaks down what are the skills and like the divisions of your life that you need to have. So it's like, you know, physical health, mental health, social, mental, like family. And you rate yourself based on those deficits. So he has that aspect. And all of that, what I'm talking about, is comes with the pro, the baseline at $29 a month. Like that's just standard. So the rate yourself. There's Friday finishers. There's a plan section where you can plan out and create your own like measurable goals and outcomes and things. Really everything that you could possibly need to be successful in one place. Sort of like how Body has all you need to be successful for your fitness. He has all you need to be successful for your mindset and personal development and growth. Yeah. So
Now,
I'm really passionate.
Do you have to have a Body membership to have growth day?
No.
You can sell growth days separate, $29 a month without being a Body member.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, completely separate. And also, and this is like my business strategy over here. So there, yes, like people can buy growth day completely separate. They do not need to have Body, which is a huge leverage for you, that people that just want the mindset. And being a growth day member, growth day in itself completely separate from Body, so you wouldn't get like success club points or elite points or anything you're trying to do for your Body business. But there's two. You can get that, just to be clear. But growth day also has their own commission, that it's 20 something percent commission if you sell through their link through growth day. So people that have not switched over to me as a partner because like their best friend is their partner, even though their best friend's inactive, I'm like, well, you can still get growth day through me. And I send them the growth day link. Yeah. So this is where I was like, here's my little shady little business plan that I'm just exposing on a recording. But so they're two separate things, right? You can absolutely get the Success Club points and do it through Body, through your product, the links that you get. And or if you have people like that, like I have a few that are like, yeah, I would love to do something with you, but like my neighbor's my like partner and I just can't switch because it would be awkward like walking outside. I'm like, well, here's a link that you can still keep your other partner and you can still support me. So yeah.
And then one last thing. So say you have somebody that wants to, I'm going to sell a total solution package, and then you can add on the growth day, the $29 a month, all in a share cart. And then now would they have access to growth day through the Body app?
No, it's a different app that they
Okay.
need. It's growth day app that they need to also go and download.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe I'm absolutely actually very positive on this. There is a 14-day free trial for Growth Day. So go and download it for 14 days, even if it needs it. Like, I'm the person that I have a free month membership and I have a reminder for something completely like an astrology thing that I'm like, I am going to use your month and then I am going to cancel. So, like, even if you go in with the intention of doing the 14 days, if you have to put your card in and just like setting a reminder, whether it's a value for you or not, and hardcore using those 14 days to promote it, like screen sharing. Nobody needs to know you have the free. When it's free trial, you have access to all the things we were talking about. So take advantage of that at a bare minimum and use it as a marketing strategy.
And I see that Haley wrote like the 1 and 2 3-day challenge that's on Body. You can definitely, like, when I get people started, now I'm going to be adding in growth day and just being like, well, I did it today actually. I was like, hey, I think this could really serve you. Sorry. If you want to delete it, you can, but I added this to your cart. And then they can like click on it and check it out because it has like product details. But if people aren't ready for it, when I get them started with just a total solution or whatever, I can share my email that I send. But it's like, check out the 3-day mindset challenge. And then it's a kind of a good segue to like, hey, did that serve you? Well, we have this. And I honestly, I don't have it yet, but every day I hear you guys talk about it, I'm like, I need it. And then I talked to Becky about this, but my mom signed up and the volume of Last Thing changed. So I'm like, maybe I'll just get Growth Day through her to keep her an active partner because she just wants Last Thing. And she's obsessed with it too, by the way. It helps her sleep at night. But yes, so the 3-day challenge could be a good like stepping stone for them to get a feel for him. And then you can throw it in their cart.
Yes. And yes, you need to do that. And I actually saw in the our May bod group that we have, someone shared that they completed that 3-day triangle challenge, and I like cheered them on and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a growth day thing. And they're like, this is actually my first week ever doing any of these programs, but I loved his energy and like I'll look into it. So Abby, that was probably one of your people. And I was like, yes, like let me know. We're all here to support you. And it was super awesome. And I was very proud of that person. But I think that's an amazing segue into it. And literally, this challenger, she said it was her first week and she was interested in getting growth day after doing that 3-day challenge.
I'll have to go find it. Was it Emily? Do you remember her name? I'll have to go look.
I don't, but I will look and I'll let you know. But yeah.
I'll go look. But maybe that meant she read my email.
Yes. And that's a win in itself.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, Haley, great job. And it sounds like you should also get growth day. Totally worth it. And again, all of these things are like tax deductions for your own business development and things of that. So like it's only a benefit. And I could stay on my soapbox of all these things. And the last thing I will say before we wrap up is when I went to the Tony Robbins event, which feels like forever ago, the guy was talking about oh, Abby, it's Brianna McPeak. Is that one of your new partners? That's it. So anyway, he said the price of knowledge versus the price of assets. By knowledge, not assets, because assets are like disposable, where knowledge is forever. And growth day for me is that knowledge, that additional information. And he was talking about it as, like people buy like $1,000 courses or pay thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with Brendan one-on-one, right? And you think of it as like student loans, like people take out huge student loans, me included. Look at all that money on my wall. But all of that, and Growth Day is that. Growth Day is your investment in your knowledge and your personal health and your well-being, and that is worth so much. So soapbox done. Other than that, I do know that there are great promotions going on this month. There's that $20 that it already takes off $20 on Total Solution packages. And then if you really are feeling nice, you can give them an extra $20 off, but don't just go throw that out there. And then there like free Energize no, collagen, and the collagen sale ends this week, so if you're pushing that, for sure do that. And I think Abby is trying to correct me today. Collagen ends today. So if that's your thing, Brooks is yelling at me. He's like, hey lady, I'm over here trying to rest, like lower your voice.
It's like, you're so quiet compared to my sister.
No, he was like, I don't know what's happening over there, mom, but like too much. But anyway, so I think those are housekeeping, unless you have any additional.
No, I just wanted to say, if you didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call, it is in the Body's Partner app under the replays. And even if you fast forward to the part where he talks about the strategy of like, ooh, excuse you, how to walk through like adding that science, because if that made you a little nervous when you listen to him explaining it, you don't have to be anything crazy or an expert in. Becky's talking about these words I can't even pronounce. Like, it is doable for you. So I don't want that to scare you, because I'm like, wow, I didn't even know these things. But pick one thing, write it down in your notes, and that's your thing that makes it special and better, because our products are super clean and awesome compared to a lot. And I hate when people say, I'm gonna see if I can find a better price or like get it somewhere else, because I'm like, it's not the same. So now I can instead say it's not the same because. So before he screams, I just want to add that in.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Sorry, I have the gift of gab and kept us a little longer than normal. Blame the Energize. And I hope you have a fantastic evening and week, and we are here to support you always. And other than that, have a good night and happy Teachers Week, life, all the things. Bye.